Hey everybody, PKO Gamer here. Well, Retro VGS Indiegogo campaign has been live almost an hour and a half. The campaign is pretty cool. It's not a lot of stuff new, but they do have a nice, I call it sizzle reel. You see a lot of stuff, and I'm talking from the main three contributors, Steve Wiotta, I have to say that right, Mike Kennedy, and John Carlson. There's a lot of information. What's changed? Well, it's not a whole lot's changed. They are shooting for 1.95 million. It was around 2.5, 3 million. That's a lot better. The tiers are $10. Just make it happen. Just get you some money in there. Of course, you can put in what you want. $25 gets you a genuine Retro VGS Club USB controller that can use on a USB-enabled device. All the credit goes to another tier if you want to go to it. And the $2.99 early backer, which is the 500 machines that have the $300 price point. I'm refreshing it. 40 out of 500 claimed. So that's moving. The next tier, the number 349, which you get a personalized backer edition, and the Legend series or Jewel series or Black. Basically, all the colors, the standard color, the black, the solid color like the gold and everything else. I think a Legend. Let's see, Legends or Jewel. Let me scroll down here. Colors. There's a lot of information here. Legend series is a red, a green, a blue, and a yellow. Jewel series, which is the see-through stuff, orange, a light purple, clear, green, blue, red, yellow, and like a really dark purple. There's a treasure series, which is gold, silver, and bronze. So that's not, the treasure is different. Oh, also on the $2.99 up, you're getting a full subscription to their retro video game magazine. So $3.49 also gets you the magazine. $3.99 gets you the bronze. This is the treasure series, which gives you this limited. Basically, it's the same thing except just that bronze. Silver's $4.24, and $4.49 is gold. There's a $4.99 elite backer edition. Highest contributor gets serial number 1. Basically, it's get which you fight for which serial number is, and this is collectability. This is all about collectability and what's going for. What about some more information here? They're using that model where they don't get any money from Indiegogo unless you get funded. Everything comes back to you. Though, of course, when they get funded, I don't know if there's going to be refunds. Now I've read that no, there isn't, or something like. I'm not sure, versus Kickstarter. There is no prototype yet, which is, they even come forward and say that, which is at least very cool of them to be transparent. Some information about the console, which has changed over time. They do have an expansion port in the back, and let me see if I can find it. Expansion port for cables or adapters, and they got, of course, the 2 USB in the back, with the USB-B, the bigger one for development or hooking to a computer or anything, HDMI. A mini DIN 9-pin, which can do S-video, RGB, or component with an adapter. Normal red, white, and yellow, which is normal video out. And what's the other connector? I can never remember that. 2.5mm phone jack power adapter for optional Sony RFU. I hate to say I don't know what that is. You can do NTSC and PAL. It's, all this is here. Now, new little piece of information, a media player that can play MP3s from external storage devices. Now, I found that they're going to be able to read external storage devices, on USB drives. A system menu, which they're talking about the system menu finally, used to pause the game, select a configured controller, so you can plug in any controller that's readable, so like a Genesis, Atari, any other USB controller that's, that's generic enough that it'll work. And you get to configure your controllers. Select video output format, NTSC or PAL for CVBS or S-video, analog RGB or component. Select and coordinate aspect ratio, letterbox or pillar box or on digital or analog outputs. Time and date optional, and set and edit user preferences if an additional USB thumb drive is connected. The internals will not store anything. It's kind of like having a Nintendo or Super Nintendo with a USB port. We could store things on an external drive. Like the Retro 5 actually stores some things on a SD card. So it's kind of like this. I mean, they're not saying this is a Retro 5, but it's not going to store anything inside the system. But it lets you just store all your configurations external. And that's pretty cool. Because you can get one of those little micros, really tiny, almost flush USB pen drives and plug it into the back of it where it won't stick out and get broken and save all your stuff. That's really cool. I have to say that. They're showing us a few games here. You know, it's the same stuff. The packing games, Adventures of Tiny Knight. Everybody gets a packing game, which everybody knew about that. Gunlord, Knight's Chase, Adventures in the Tower of Flight, Sydney, Hunter in the Caverns of Death, Read Only Memories, Songbringer. And these are in negotiation, and one of them, Pierre Solar, I was talking on the podcast last night, a live one, I thought was confirmed, but it's not. Pierre Solar, a nice RPG, Double Dragon Trilogy, that's new, Last Hope, Pink Bullet, NG Dev Team, which is also bringing Gunlords, like a shooter, Jeffrey Whittingham's Black Box Challenge. I haven't looked up much about that. That's a little different. It's on Kickstarter. You can click on. I'll put a link down below for the Indiegogo. If you find it, you can click on these games. They got links to the appropriate pages and let you see what's going on with them. And exclusive colors. Now, as you look at it on some of these, it'll tell you that on Songbringer, you pledge an extra $40 when you buy it. You get a gold card. Read On Memories, add $50 pledge for a translucent purple card. And this is per devs, I guess, per person or development team that's making the cartridge. Green card, extra $40 on the Sydney Hunters and Caverns of Death. A sky blue one for the Tower of Flight, $30 more. Knight's Chase gets a purple cart for another $50. Gunlord, translucent green for additional $60. So they're high, but I guess they're collectible. Some people, I wouldn't pay for an extra one. That's just me. And the free digital magazine subscription was pretty sweet. A lot of people like it. Some people have not. I've seen some people say they didn't like it or they couldn't get some of their orders filled on the Kickstarter pages. I don't know if that's been fixed yet, but at least they're giving you that. Well, am I backing it? Not right now. I am still just like everybody I've said before. I want to see a working prototype, which it will come to it. I may change my mind and get a little extra money on the side to put toward this. Excuse me, and an hour and a half right at now, and I'm doing it at $32,788 with 86 backers, and this is going to change when you see this. This is going to be dynamic. So I calculated they need to pull $42,391.30 a day, and I've almost got day one locked in, and this is on a Saturday. So we get into a lot of mainstream media starts pushing this. Backers come in. I think they can get 1.95 million. I think it might be pretty cool. They may make this 2.53 million. They don't have to do this. There's a lot more details that I'm not going over because it's a lot. If you want to back it, go for it. I may even put the $10 to them just to say I at least backed them $10 to get the console. I ain't going to wait for a little bit. I probably will get this when it becomes a reality. And I've been kind of like I'm the picky old gamer. I've been picky. I'm in the pessimist, or at least the different side of the coin on the Retro VGS Club podcast. And that's the way I feel. And some people don't want to back this because on Indiegogo you have to put all the money down at first. So if your credit card, you have to put on your credit card, your debit card, or your PayPal, it's got to pull it out right then. Some people are hating that, some people are not. But at least when this is funded, unlike Kickstarter, which is a good point we made on the podcast, a big, humongous $10,000, $15,000 contributor, if this ever happens, can't pull out the end and crash it. Both have goods and negatives. Tell me what you think. It's just started. It's 46 days. Indiegogo, Retro VGS is going. Let me know what you think. This is a Picky Old Gamer. Out.